Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Last week I've done a video on the greatest of all time. It was a very interesting and fun video to do. There was a lot of interaction, lots of comments from you guys, so I'm very happy about that and thanks a lot for that. In case you did enjoy the video and you would like to see the future content from me, it would be very important to me if you would consider subscribing. So in case you haven't done it, please subscribe to my channel. One of the things that has been pointed out by some of you in the comments below last week was that I've ignored the head-to-head between Djokovic, Nadal and Federer. I've talked so much about them, but the head-to-head was missing. So I thought today I'm going to do a video, a three-part video actually, on the head-to-head between Nadal-Federer, Nadal-Djokovic and Federer-Djokovic. So please then at the end of the video tell me what you think, comment below, and yeah, as I said before, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks a lot. So first up, Federer against Nadal. As you can see on the screen, I've looked at all of their past meetings. In case you would really like to read through and go through it, you can pause the video and have a look. But I've made some interesting breakdowns here. So breakdown on surfaces. The total head-to-head is 26 to 24. That means they've met 40 times to date. In these 40 meetings, 4 have been on grass. Federer has won 3 and Nadal has won 1. I'm sure you remember the 2008 Wimbledon final. That's the one which has been won by Nadal, probably the most spectacular one. On hard courts, surprisingly, Nadal leads 8-6, although the last meetings on hard court, the last 5 have been won by Federer. Indoor hard, that's Federer's domain, really. He leads 5-1. And on clay, that's clearly Nadal's domain. He leads 14-2. So 24 of these 40 matches have been finals. So from the 24 finals played, Nadal leads 14-10. From the 24 finals in total, 9 have been Grand Slam finals. That's a record between the big three, because Nadal and Djokovic have played only in brackets 8 finals, and Djokovic and Federer have played 4. Nadal leads this series of finals. From the 9 finals, he's won 6, and Federer has won 3. At the Australian Open finals, it's 1-1. Nadal has won the 2009 in a 5-setter, and Federer has won the 2017 also in a 5-setter. In the French Open, they've met several times, 4 times in the final, all of them won by Nadal, 2006, 7, 8, and 2011. So they've met 3 times in the Wimbledon final, and Federer leads 2-1. 2006 and 7 won by Federer, and 2008 by Nadal, as I mentioned before. Interesting fact, they've never met in a US Open final, and they've never met at the US Open at all. Nonetheless, 9 Grand Slam finals played. If we break it down to Grand Slam encounters, which have not been finals, Nadal has won 10 of their 14 matches, so he needs 10-4. Relatively dominant, I would say, 10-4 in Grand Slams. And then I've done a yearly breakdown. So 2004, Nadal has won the very first meeting when he was just making his breakthrough on the tour. 2005, it's 1-1. 2005, epic encounter in the Miami final when they played back then best of 5. Nadal was 2 sets to love up, and then Federer came back and won from 2 sets to love down. And then there was the French Open semi-final where they've met, and that was won by Nadal. And 2006, you can see Nadal won that year basically 6-4. 2007, Federer's won 3-2. So 2008 was quite a dominant year for Nadal, when he's won 4 of their encounters. Or 4 of their encounters. 2009 it's 1-1, pretty even. 2010 1-1 again. 2011 the Nadal is 3-1 up. 2012 1-1 again. 2013, that was a very bad year for Federer altogether. Nadal won all of the 4 matches. 2014, one encounter at the semis at the Aussie Open, won by Nadal. And since 2014, since that victory, interestingly enough, Nadal has not beaten Federer outside of clay. They've met only once on clay since 2014. That was the 2019 French Open semi-final, and Nadal has won yet again in straight sets. But other than that, they've never met in 2016, both being out at some point with injuries. In 2017, they had one encounter in a slam, the Australian Open final, where Nadal was 3-1 up in the 5th set, and Federer came back and won all the next 5 games. They've never met in 2018, and it's 1-1 in 2019. One victory for Federer on grass and one victory for Nadal on clay. So if you look at the numbers altogether, you have the impression that it's Nadal having won 8 more matches in their encounters. He seems relatively dominant over Roger. But if you break it down a little bit more, you will see on grass, it's Federer who is the more dominant. On indoor hardcourt especially, that's where Federer is more dominant. And on clay, there's absolutely no discussion about that. It's Nadal who's more dominant. There are not so many tournaments on grass during the season, so that's why they've met relatively few times on grass. If you would put in the mix the fact that they would have played more on grass, probably Federer would have a little bit more victories. Nonetheless, given the fact that Nadal has beaten Federer 8 times on a hardcourt, that also speaks for itself, and that sort of gives us an indication of how much of a hard time Federer generally had against Nadal. Something else that quite stands out was the fact that from the 14 encounters they have had against each other in a Grand Slam, 10 have been won by Nadal and only 4 by Roger. So that's also something that is quite telling in this rivalry. However, from the last 3, Roger's won 2, which is again an indication for the fact that Roger seems to have been able to figure out to beat Nadal, even on the big occasions in slams on a surface which is not clay. Alright, let me know what you think. Please comment below, and as I said at the beginning, please don't forget to subscribe. It would really mean a lot to me. Thanks a lot, and see you in the next video, part 2, where I'm going to review Nadal versus Djokovic.